1 in 4 people have cancer in their life. So it's like, oh my god, it's me lah. I felt like a shell of myself. That was just like, why me? Right? And asking whatever is out there, like God or whatever, just like, what I do?
Hi everyone and welcome back to the Hot Pot where we hop into different transitions in life. I'm Q.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Nick, and today we have a very special guest. I have not seen him for 5 years.
Yes. Oh, not me.
It's Mr. James Rainier.
Hello, thank you
old
for having me.
friend.
Rainier, please introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Rainier. What do I call myself?
James.
No, in terms of like what my job scope. Actually, I don't know if you guys watched the episode that I've done with Men Explain. Basically, I became the unofficial cancer boy of Singapore lah.
Oh boy.
Who say?
No, like all the insurance people. They reshare on IG and then on the street, you know those like roadshow insurance
You're the
people.
cancer boy, right?
Yes, they were like, hey, you're the cancer boy,
You know
right?
what
I'm
your
like,
hashtag should be? Hashtag cancel culture.
yes.
Hey, you had one?
Cancer culture. Hey, culture clash. Sorry.
Oh my god.
we need to give
Wow,
context.
throwback.
He was from TSL. The three of us were from TSL. And
I'm
then,
just here.
Joey is
I'm
great.
just here.
He's a friend of his.
And then when Raj first joined,
He first joined as part of a talent hunt. Then as part of the talent hunt, there was a challenge for all the contestants where they needed to pitch and shoot a very short like trailer
Correct.
for their new series. And then your series was
My series was called Culture Clash.
say it proud.
Okay, Culture Clash.
Oh my god, now you can change cancel culture.
Okay, but back to the point about people identifying you as
Yeah.
the cancer boy. How do you feel about that?
I wouldn't say it's nice lah, because like I do want to, move forward after this. But also I feel like I don't mind being the cautionary tale. Because I was the one that didn't get
screening.
like the screening, or like even when I did the screening, right, I was not covered. Right? So I didn't get any lump sum or anything. I'm not rich, guys.
You know, actually after your video came out, right, then all my insurance agent friend all whack on IG story. Then they're like, you all see?
Hi,
Contact me
really,
now.
Huh.
No, but
They
legit, like-
capitalize.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
I feel like a bit sad lah. Like I was used for it, but there are certain people that actually reach out to me and like, can we share this? Because I feel like it's a strong message. So those ones I really appreciate. I do want to reach as many people as possible, not for clout, but for just as a warning lah. Because if I not just lost a body part, but also like lost some opportunities in terms of like maybe job opportunities because I was sick, right? Then I don't want that to happen to other people.
Yeah, I think for sure cannot deny that insurance quite essential to make sure your bases are covered.
Yeah.
We are starting the episode like we're sponsored by insurance.
No lah.
We're not, okay guys.
Don't
We're
have,
sponsored, but if you want to
But
sponsor
if you want, yeah, if you
Please
want.
Please sponsor.
No, but okay, maybe let's rewind a little bit.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know who you are and also the context of what happened, maybe you can do a little bit of recap.
Okay. I was diagnosed with testicular cancer last year. That basically means that they had to lop off one of my boys. Yeah. So aside from that, I also had to go under chemo. So that's something that I actually filmed down, and it's so sadistic because when I was editing, right, I was reliving that whole scenario again. But I feel like it also got me through the chemo because I was like just thinking, let's do it for not for the vibes. I would say for the vibes.
For memories,
like
memories.
vlogs, yeah, for the
Yeah.
murmurs.
But it also helps you process, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So when I started to feel like I could talk about it, I already processed everything already. That was like 6 months into the whole sickness lah.
Is it like a case of when you are vlogging yourself, right, then you feel a lot more task orientated rather than like, oh, I'm so miserable.
Yeah. I do agree with that. Because
Yeah.
when I was doing the vlogging thing, right, I was just like, don't make it too sad.
Yeah.
Because it's for people, and I try to be inspirational, that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we're really thankful that you've come on here to discuss this super sensitive topic, but we do agree that this should definitely be talked about more, and we hope to create a safe space for you today to share whatever you want to about your story and about your journey of overcoming cancer at 31.
I'm an
Spirit.
open book.
Whatever
Wow.
is like said here
Okay.
will Not stay here. It will be on.
It will not stay here, but it's still a safe space.
It is.
Yes.
Okay, so actually we want to talk about what people don't know about cancer. So I think, you had talked quite a bit about like how you found out about your diagnosis, the symptoms, and going through treatment and things like that. But how has your life been affected now on a day-to-day basis?
So after like lopping off the right testicle and then going for chemo, right? Like it's more so like not so much physical anymore because everything can be healed, right? But it's like the mental barrier that I had to overcome because I wouldn't say I'm sexually active, but because one of the boys was gone, when I do become sexually active, right? My worry was, what would she say? And during that time, I didn't like reveal to anybody yet. So when like I go on dates, it's always in my head. Like,
Well, if this date goes well, how?
yeah, and also like if the date goes well, it will only go well until that point where they like freak out and like, oh shit, I'm with an alien or like a mutant or something.
No.
But did you plan it in your head? Like, should you mention it first, or do you just want them to like, if
Discover.
if they discover it themselves, then so be it.
So the first time right after, obviously not after surgery lah, but right after when I was ready, right, I didn't say.
Okay.
And then I realized that actually girls don't think about balls that much.
I don't think people would notice, honestly.
Yeah.
I cannot speak for all women lah.
You
But
can't speak
I
for
feel
all
like,
women.
I wouldn't have thought of that. I don't know.
Okay, this is a bit like
That's
for
so
example, if they
interesting.
like that lah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then they like, why only got one?
Has your social life been affected? Do your friends behave differently around you? Do you feel like there's a bit of like, pity party, that kind of vibe?
I would say like, in terms of the pity party aspect, right? I feel like during the chemo, that was the height of it.
Right.
Because I was physically, and like you can literally see me weak.
Yep.
And then like after the chemo also like my hair was dropping and I took it upon myself to like make it a fun experience or at least fun for me lah. That's why I did the video and asked my whole team to like shave my
I
head.
saw the video.
Yeah, because normally people do shave their head because of convenience. Like you wouldn't look as sick because you see your hair don't have, right?
Yeah.
But if you have like longer hair and it's thinning, then people be like, what's wrong with the outlook, right?
Yeah.
So it's really something that would make you feel better in that sense.
Actually, how would you prefer people to ask about or react to your diagnosis?
I cannot say for all cancer survivors, cancer patients, but for me, I'm okay with being like straight up. Normally, when I tell people, I say it in the most matter of fact, straight up. Like I'm like, even when I called my mom, I was like, Mom, I got cancer. Yeah, you know that kind of thing. When I was doing the shaving thing in the office, right, there was an intern. It was his first day, and then I was just like, hey bro, you want to shave my head? Then he was like, for what? Oh, I got cancer.
Oh.
Yeah.
But actually, I've always been a bit curious about this because I remember the day you told me.
Yeah.
We were at a house party, and then he just casually mentioned, and I mean, obviously the first reaction was, I'm sorry that you're going through this. Are you like sick of people saying that? Or would you rather them react in a different way?
Yeah, because I think people's first reaction will always be like try to empathize and all that, right? But there's a very fine line between empathy and
Pity.
Yeah.
I think the difference is if it comes from a friend or it comes from some random stranger because they do know me already, like my friends. So they actually want the well wishes for me. The others will be like pause filler, like, oh, I'm so sorry, but actually they don't mean it. But I know when I revealed it to my friends and revealed it to my family, it's definitely with love lah. Yeah. So I wasn't really affected that much, but I do understand that some people who have cancer and have had cancer feel that way as well.
Yeah.
You know something I noticed, right? Like just talking about reactions. If the person is someone who has family members or friends who have had cancer, there's sadness but anger mixed in with it. And I noticed this with myself because I have aunts who have overcome cancer, some twice. And before I had relatives with cancer, when someone tells me like, oh, you know, this so-and-so got cancer, I'll be like, that's so sad, right? And now when I find out that people have had cancer, I'm almost like, cancer. Like it's so different. And I never noticed this before until you just mentioned and Q asked that question. Because I recently met someone with cancer and we just bonded over like our hatred for it and how it makes no sense.
Wait, so that's one way of reacting, right? Cancer.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Honestly, cancer. And then the other person's like, yeah, honestly, cancer. Instead of being like, I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah.
You know, let's be angry together.
So in your opinion,
Yeah.
what's the best way to react to you? Like, tell the audience, if you ever tell them, right, how you want them to react.
Actually, I would react the same way as Joey said because I said it before lah. Cancel. Yeah.
Were you still working throughout
I was still-
treatment? There are some people that were really like, I go quit my job. Like I don't know how long more I have. I'm gonna like go and tick
Stay
off
in
things on
the-
my
yeah.
bucket
Wow.
list. I'm gonna spend time with my family. So how do you juggle that?
I think the difference between that and me, right, is I would count myself damn lucky. Because out of all the cancers, I can safely say that mine is 96% around there
Will treat like
treatable.
okay.
Right? Especially since it's the outside. You know, it's like on the outside lah. So it's not like super detrimental on the inside of the body. But I've seen people, like my chemo buddies, right, that are still working during chemo. Like, so for myself, it was more of like I choose to work because I can't be not busy. But for them, right, they had to work because their dads, their moms, they still have to earn money because they still have families to take care of. And some of them were not protected in that sense of like financial security. So like literally after chemo, after like 4-6 hours, they will have to go to the office.
Yeah.
Oh my
Then I'm like,
God.
so shag, man.
So when you found out that you got cancer, did you tell your boss immediately?
I did tell my boss, but like I said, I really had to keep busy. If not, I would go insane more than what I was already insane about. Right?
Yeah.
My boss was understanding lah. But there were also, I mean, like the cancer was so random and so like out of the blue that I couldn't do like proper handover, take over things. And then I also worried for myself because if somebody took over my job, if I come back and I finish my chemo and
Would there
everything,
be
right,
a space for you?
will I still be relevant? Exactly. Yeah. So it was also self-inflicted that I worked my ass off during the chemo because I needed to not be replaceable.
I feel like in Singapore especially, right, a lot of times we let our health take a back seat
Yeah.
when it comes to work. I have friends who are scared to go on maternity leave because sometimes when you go on maternity leave, they hire like a maternity cover. Then you're scared that you're gonna outperform by your maternity cover, or you're scared that you come back and then you're not relevant anymore, or you get passed over for a promotion. But to me, like those are things that maternity leave is must take one, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then you shouldn't let your life and your health and your family take a back seat because of that. Question part.
Okay, we'll let our guest do the first question.
What's the most embarrassing thing I've done?
Interesting.
This was when I was rock climbing.
Okay.
And then,
I'm scared.
okay, people know this, but I don't wear underwear.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was gonna be
I
the underwear
remember
thing.
this fact. I remember he used to tell us
He always
this.
say like he don't wear underwear or like then last time I always find his underwear in office, you know.
What? Not always, only once.
Okay, only once. And
Wait,
then
and then what happened?
And then, so because it was kind of loose-ish, then I was
What
wearing like
was loose?
no, my
His
shorts are.
Shorts.
Okay.
He's
My
wearing
shorts.
underwear.
And then people downstairs
The
could
hole,
see.
the big hole.
People downstairs could see.
how long does it take for you to open up to someone? Quite fast lah. Quite fast. Not hard. But then like open up on like to talk about serious things, but then to open up emotionally and be vulnerable, I think take quite long.
5 years.
Maybe 5 years.
5 years, then you can maybe shed a tear.
Thereabouts.
Oh, I see.
I shed my first tear in 5 years recently.
In the wedding?
Yeah, at my wedding.
Oh my god!
It's on video.
How would you describe this phase of your life?
Lit.
Wow, I think I'm ebbing and flowing.
Ebbing and flowing.
I'm just flowing, you know, going the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
wait.
you are ebbing and flowing beautifully and gracefully.
Thank
I think you
you.
should get a tattoo that says ebb and flow.
You shut up.
Would you rather be in a room with 50 cockroaches or 50 lizards?
Wow.
I think
Oh.
50
I
lizard.
think 50 lizards.
Why?
Lizards are like geckos. I said before, they're quite cute. But cockroaches are plasticky, and when they move, got a sound.
No, and then the lizard will just like stay there. The
No,
cockroach,
they
like,
don't.
the cockroach, like if you move, they move also.
And cockroaches can
that's
fly.
true.
And then they always disappear. Like you turn, then where did you go? Wow.
Something I always realize is that the world moves on without you, even though you're grieving.
Yeah.
But for you, you didn't really feel that way because you're trying to occupy yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But have you ever felt that way?
There were so many depressive days that I was just like, why me? Right? And I mean, those are the things that I don't film because I really got no mood to to vlog this shit, like this shit, you know. I want to just asking whatever is out there, like God or whatever. Just like, what I do. I
Yeah.
feel like I have been the best of a son or whatever, you know. And then I get this. I feel this like, man.
Yeah.
But also on the days when you felt like crap, right?
Yeah.
And then you still had to work, you still had to face your friends, your colleagues. Like, how do you navigate that?
The good thing was I still had my dog. Yeah. And the word is still like, okay, shit. Yeah, sorry.
No.
You need tissue?
Yeah, I see
no
on
need,
your
no need.
Apple Watch.
Yeah, so I still had my support system because during that time I was living alone. Even though my parents would kacau me and like, hey, let us be in your house, but I needed my space, ma. And there was a reason why I moved out because I just wanted to live the single man life for a while. And then my support system was actually my dog lah. She was the one who got me out of a lot of anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
Like literally like the anxiety attacks, right, got me on the floor crawling to the shower just to on the shower so that water will fall on me and like it will somehow help me be calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this happened before the cancer. You
This
always
was-
had anxiety?
I wouldn't say always. I did have some panic attacks here and there. But because of all the problems seem to just come at the same time. Cancer, that time I also lost a lot of money because crypto crashed.
Oh, wow.
my
It was literally when I came out of the operating room, I saw my phone. Everything was negative there. Oh
Why
my
you
god.
check your phone? Don't check your phone.
Need
Don't
to tell people that like.
No, the crypto part.
Oh, yeah, lah, yeah.
Don't check the crypto part.
Yeah.
So everything came crashing down, and then that's when it started coming up again, like the anxiety, and also like even though like I had like hospital plans and whatever, right? If I lose my job,
Yeah.
I don't have any fallback, and especially since I was also renting my own place, which was expensive. I mean, Singapore housing is expensive, right? So I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna pay for this, and then it just keeps spiraling and spiraling, and I had to find. I'm the kind of person that has to find a solution. So I was trying to find desperately for solutions for all these problems, but I forgot that I could ask for help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you consider yourself a religious person?
I believe in God, yes. But I'm not saying like I go to church every Sunday. Right? Sorry.
Casually admitting
So
I
did
never.
you find that your relationship with God got deeper during this, or like did you depend on? Because I feel like usually when people get sick or something drastic like
Yeah.
that happens, right, they will turn to a higher being for more radical faith or hope.
I feel like I've always had a strong relationship with God. Like it's just how I was brought up with. But of course, in the beginning phase where I found out, I'm like, God, that kind of
Angry.
thing. They're angry. It's really that angry.
Yeah.
And then like, why when the insurance didn't kick in, right? Then I kena. Why when I had the insurance, I never kena? Then I can get the money,
Oh my
that kind of thing.
God.
It was like so frustrating because I was also thinking about the money. Like the
Yeah.
lost 300K. I'm like, I could have used that for so many
Oh
things.
my God.
Like some people do like quit because they have that lump sum, right?
Yeah, you
and
have-
they can.
yeah.
And I have a friend who like she got like a small lump in her breast, right? She then they took it out, so she's fine, completely fine. But early stage 300K, she started her own hair salon.
Whoa.
Her dream, right? And I was like, where the is my dream?
It was a literal lump
Yeah.
sum.
Yeah, it was a lump sum.
Oh, stop it, yeah. Okay, so now that you are completely finished with chemo already, right? Now it's considered remission.
The doctor hasn't said remission yet because
Okay.
there's still a period of time where I have to be well-ish. So every month I still go for checkups.
Yeah.
I have to take my blood. He has to feel my bowel.
Then how many months consecutively must you go until like, okay,
So
now...
for the first 2 years, every month I must go.
Okay.
Right? And then
Wow.
after 2 years, it'll be like maybe once in 3 months.
Ah.
So like quarterly. That
At
kind of
which
thing.
point do they consider it, okay, remission?
Two is
years.
around there lah, around there.
Okay.
Yeah, but some people do get somewhat remission like after a year or two. It's just that I think what my doctors were worried about is because testicular cancer, although it's the very high survival rate, right, it has high recurrence also. So like I lost one, I might lose the other. So they must check it lah.
Does
The
it
one that's
affect
left is-
like your chances of having children?
Before the chemo even started, I had to go for fertility checks. Even though one was the cancer testicle. The other one was somewhat like affected. I don't know why. So in general, like the sperms were not okay already. Yeah, so I had to do multiple deposits. And every deposit, like,
Got problem.
not just got problem, I have to pay money. It's like a Netflix subscription thing. I swear.
You don't say Netflix, like.
As in, it's porn lah.
What?
It's porn lah, right?
No, as in like...
As in, let you watch porn when
No,
you do anything.
no. Okay, so the subscription, right, is for freezing. It's like a subscription you have to pay per year.
Oh, I thought like you're talking about the material that you watch. They say got magazine, right?
No, the material is my one. Maybe in
Just
other
your
countries.
iPhone in incognito mode.
Yeah.
In the
In other
room.
countries, maybe they have like the DVDs or whatever, right? But
Singapore don't have.
Singapore don't have. No, literally, because the fertility clinic is mainly for the females.
Oh wait, so you have sperms in the bank,
Yes.
and you have to pay monthly.
So I have to pay like for one whole year. That's
To
the
keep.
subscription to keep. But every single time you can keep unlimited, but every single time I give, like deposit, right, it's like $200, I think.
Wow.
So that wang was like freaking expensive.
You
it was
wang,
damn
but you
expensive.
still need to pay.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell?
You're
Each
giving and
deposit-
giving and giving.
Each deposit,
Oh my God.
$200 is 1 year subscription.
No, so the 1 year subscription is unlimited
Oh, it's
amount
the
of
James
sperms.
Rainier Bank.
Correct.
Wait, but the reason why you're doing this is because in case that your sperm deteriorates further, then at least you still
Yes.
have an option to have children, is it?
It's not in case, it's in chemo, right? Your sperm confirm die.
Oh.
And they wanted the option of, because they wouldn't know if my
How-
sperm will be okay after chemo.
Right.
Definitely, like the human body is very amazing. Like it will heal
Recover,
itself.
yeah.
Generate.
But
yeah.
I haven't actually checked if it's okay or not.
Okay.
Yeah, but at least I do have the bank.
At least
the
it's this
bank boys.
contingency plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
cool.
plan to have children?
Yes, definitely yes. That's why it was exceptionally hard for me to, swallow this this thing lah. Because I'm that dude that wanted like 11 kids. The fact that I might not have really just dawned on me, and just like it also added to the why me, right?
But it's not 0%.
It's not 0% lah. I mean,
If touch wood, the other one have to remove, then it's zero already lah.
it's zero lor. They have to bank on the sperm bank.
Okay, okay.
Has this affected your libido?
No leh. Because I still have the one that's left. I still am making my testosterone in the body. So the libido is based on testosterone.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I lock both out, then that one would have to go for testosterone replacement therapy.
Which is the steroids and all that lah.
Yeah.
Wait, so sorry. So during chemo, right, what were the other side effects that you faced?
I was puking a lot. Even when there was no food inside the body, right, I was just puking, and like sometimes like I would bruise my throat. And then there will be blood coming out, right? But even though you're like, those like dogs that or like the
The
cat.
cat, the
The fur ball.
cat cow, they
That
do
was
the
literally
cat
me.
cow.
That was literally me not every morning. It's not morning sickness, it's the whole day sickness.
So that was the worst.
That was the worst. And also like during that time, the chemo was like, I don't know what the heck it was doing to my body, because sometimes I'm constipated, sometimes I'm like diarrhea. So it's like basically all the liquid, right, just from the body.
And then food-wise, you couldn't really taste.
It was very akin to the Delta strain of COVID. I couldn't taste anything. Like that time I ate, Jollibee, the Jolly spaghetti, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
love that.
Super sweet, super
Super
salty
sweet.
soup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super sweet. I tried that. All I could taste was the spoon or the fork. It was metallic. I was like, oh shit, man.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
But luckily, I can taste now lah.
But at that moment, were you fearful that it would not come back?
I was fearful for a lot of things. So one of it would be
Taste.
the taste. Oh, and the hair. Yeah, the hair was a very big thing for me.
Oh, yeah lah.
Because some people, I do have a friend who went through chemo, and when he finished chemo, right, his hair didn't grow back as
Thick.
the same.
Oh.
I was very lucky because mine was thicker than
Yeah, your
before.
hair damn thick now.
Hey, your hair solid
Yeah.
now.
Can be the advertisement guy for the Yunnan or whatever shit.
北京要
Not sponsored.
But actually, on that note, right, are there any lasting physical effects 9 months after
Yeah.
your last chemo session, right? Now, compared to pre-diagnosis
Yeah.
or pre-symptoms and
Yeah.
all that, right? What's the difference physically?
I always tell this to my doctor, like, I feel weaker. Then he always tell me like, no lah, you're just over-exaggerating. Maybe because I am just into my head a lot. But he did say that generally, because mine was very early stage cancer, and I just did one cycle of chemo, it shouldn't be like that bad, right? You should be back to normal already lah.
Have you changed your lifestyle or not? like healthier now,
Exercising,
exercise,
yeah.
diet.
Or how has
Like,
it affected your
yeah.
like any fitness journey or anything like that?
Don't have also okay.
It's okay, yeah.
No, I'm so guilty for admitting this, but during the chemo, I was sad because, of course, of all the pain. But I was also low-key happy because I was getting thinner. Okay, I do have like body dysmorphia
Yeah, that's
things,
like I
right?
said before.
So like long ago, I was bulimic. So it was triggering that as well. So everything was conflicting lah. But now I'm definitely not undergoing any of like the eating disorder stuff.
Okay, so would you say you're at a better state now?
I would say just because of the whole ordeal, my lease of life has changed. Like I've seen like, okay, maybe don't work too hard. Maybe spend a little bit more time with your family, your friends. That's something that changed. And also because of the family and friends aspect, right? Maybe live a little bit healthier so they can live longer to stay with them. Yeah.
Right. There was one thing that I was really quite curious about, which is when you were in the early stages, right? I mean, because you are also an influencer, you're also a KOL. So you didn't really mention this on social media. Do you feel like you were putting on a front, and was that very exhausting?
I guess I was also in like the denial phase. And also during that period, I had no hair and my confidence came from my hair. Yeah. So when I had no hair, I was like, oh man, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be anywhere. There were certain shoots that I had to be there. The thing that I could only do was wear a cap lor. But people actually noticed because like, you know, like the back cam, right? Then why his head like a weird spot. And then I was like, can I say, can I not say? Maybe I don't say lah. So I felt like I was living a lie and also like I felt like a shell of myself, just a shell of myself, because I wasn't truly honest about it, not even with just followers or whatever, just people in general. Only my closest friends actually knew. The rest were like acquaintances and like past friends, right? I never say.
Why did you decide to keep it to yourself and only to your close friends?
I decided to do that because of the stigma. Like I didn't want to be pitied, you know? So it really comes back to the whole pitying thing. I was okay with telling my friends because I knew that the empathy is from love and whatever, right? But if I tell it to everyone else, I kind of felt like it was just because they got nothing to say, like, oh, I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't need to know lah.
Yeah,
like,
they don't need to know anyway.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
just
that's
kept
fair.
it. Yeah.
So it's been about 2 months since you posted the video, right? Like okay, I have cancer, this is the story. How has it been since then? Like, has life changed?
No, like, I was expecting people to be like, hey, why you post this? Which some people do. Like, they like, why you post this for what? You know, that kind of thing. But the overwhelming thing is actually love and support and I think thankful, like gratitude that I did it because I think really nobody talks about it.
And I think there's such a stigma around cancer. Like when we hear the word cancer, we immediately think death, and we forget that there are so many stages.
Correct.
And people are usually hesitant to go get it checked. And that can actually make it worse.
Actually, do you all get regular health checkups?
I'm guilty of not doing it as regularly as I should.
But then they say that, like typically doctors, the doctors that I've talked to, they always say, below 30 no need.
Okay, so certain diseases is less likely to happen when you're below 30, right? But of course, there are certain diseases, for example, testicular cancer, right? Below 30 is very common.
Is it?
But prostate cancer is above 50. Right? This is for male cancers. And you'll be surprised because this is the statistic. 1 in 4 people have cancer in their life. So it's like, oh my god, it's me lah. It's me lor. So you guys are safe. But still go for your checkup.
No, I think it's like, I see my parents, like both my parents, their parents, cancer is very evident in the family, like a lot, you know? And I see my dad like take health so seriously because he doesn't want it to happen to him. But sometimes it doesn't happen like that. Like the healthiest people get cancer too. And that's such a scary thought.
Do your parents like avoid health checkups?
No.
Oh no, my dad
Actually,
will actively
I feel
go.
like our parents' generation not bad already. I
Yeah.
feel like our grandparents' generation, that's the one
They
that...
That's the one
refuse
that
to go to the
outside of
hospital.
mind.
Yeah.
like a bit pain, Panadol.
Do you think it's because they were afraid of the cost, or they were afraid of worrying their family?
Both.
It's both.
I think it's both, but I also think they are scared of getting sick and facing that themselves.
Yeah.
They're facing the reality,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, the longer you
Delusional,
prolong the
like,
checkup,
lie to themselves.
You
Yeah,
don't
the
get the
Lulu is not the
diagnosis.
Solulu.
Yeah.
not all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I researched recently because I just went for a health checkup. Basically, if you are generally healthy, clean bill of health and young, like 30 to 40, then once a year is okay. But if you have like recurring symptoms or things that need to be monitored, then you might have specialized tests that you might need to go in more regularly for. Could be 3 months, 6 months, or whatever. But in general, it seems like it's a year.
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah.
Need to put it in my calendar.
So yes, guys, please go and get your regular health checkups. And if you ever feel anything, I think better safe than sorry. Bring a friend that you can trust if you don't want to do it alone. Oftentimes, like if you feel something physically, right, it means your body has already been fighting it for a while. Thank you for joining us on the Hot Pot. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Me Listen.
And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel at You Got Watch as well.
And thank you, Rai, for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. You know how like when boys adjust their boxers, they're like, oh my balls. Then you're just like, oh my ball. Then she's like, like you throw in little,
Singular.
yeah, you throw in. They're like, oh, don't kick me my ball. They're like, you mean balls? And no ball.
Now, do you refer to it as ball or balls?
Just ball, lor. Like, the whole anime, like One Punch Man, I'm one ball man.